Hello folks, this is Adrian, and would you believe it or not, it's actually raining while I'm doing this video. It seems like every time I do a video, it rains. But the topic of this video, and you will see, is suicide. This is gonna be a little tough to talk about, just like the self-harming video. So, yeah, it will be suicide. Now, before this, I have never attempted suicide, I will say. Never. But I have been suicidal. I was suicidal this past Christmas season and about late June to early July. Or you know what? Around the time of the NBA Finals, Game 2. And I have been suicidal. And I just kind of want to talk about those experiences. Now, as you know, people who have watched my videos, I had a massive depressive episode back in from late August all the way till about November, December, and in fact probably past December. I had a massive depressive episode. Then I started getting manic, and I feel I started getting manic when I started doing these pharmacy school interviews, just the traveling and the stress. And I was rapid cycling, and then I think people may have, I don't know if people would have noticed that I had a depressive episode, about a 4-week one too, when I was still upping the meds, like in July, which was very severe and bad too. But, sorry about the lighting, but yeah. So, during a massive depressive episode, it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I think I have a list, but it was just getting worse. And around Christmas time, it was just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. I just don't want to do it. And, I didn't attempt it, but the thoughts was just so high. To the point where I didn't want to live anymore. Like, seriously, walking through traffic, someone hopefully shoots me walking home, stuff like that. And around this time, you may have noticed I did some nice things for people in the community. Besides the fact that it was Christmas and I wanted to spread some cheer around, there was also another reason. That was supposed to be my last hurrah for my family, with my family, and for everyone here before, it was over. And I think one of the community members kind of picked up on it, and I pretended that everything was fine. I didn't go through with it, obviously. I'm still here. But, yeah, I'm still here. And around Christmas, I made the New Year's resolution to get help. There we go. And then, we started doing the medications and stuff, and I was still rapid cycling like a bitch, but when around the pharmacy school stuff. And then I had a little hypomanic episode that lasted about 3 weeks, after the interviews were done. And I was bouncing off the walls, I was like this, not able to sit still, talking really fast. And then, let's just say that we're still working through it, rapid cycling. It seemed to get a lot more stable. Then around early July, not early July. You know what, in fact, I think it might have been June. July is when I started coming out of it, about early July. So about June, I started getting really depressed again. Just sliding down. And then, it just started getting really severe. And I think at that point in time, I just put on Twitter that I just started uploading a lot of backlog videos. I filmed a lot of videos when I was hypermanic, and I just started uploading a backlog of those instead of making new videos. So that way I just didn't want to feel it big on camera or anything. And then it all culminated and the good thing about it is I didn't relapse into self-harming, so scoring for that. But it all culminated in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. If you look up the date, you can look up the date and figure out when that was. But I remember that was the day where it just really hit the crapper. I mean, I told one other person this, but I was so close. I mean, there was the X-Acto knife, and if you know, X-Acto knife is really sharp. That stupid knife cut my stupid finger when I was building that costume. Star Spider costume, by the way. But and you can tell I'm looking around because I'm hard and nervous. But I was just right there, sitting right there in the bed, laying there, that knife right there, and that's when I called the suicide hotline. And if you see me looking around, it's because I'm very nervous, and it's hard to talk about. But and they just told me stuff like, you have things to live for, stuff like that. And you said maybe try going for a walk, and maybe it'll help, and you'll clear your head. And that's what I did. It was 10 o'clock at night, and I just went for a walk. And I mean no aimless walking, just wandering around the streets, down the block, a few blocks this way, a circle, and I finally came back home. And I felt a little better. I didn't want to commit suicide after that. I didn't care if I lived, but that was a slight improvement. And then things got better. And then, with my psychiatrist, when we turned up the medication and through some other things, just trying to distract myself from doing things that I like, I came out of that, the depressive episode, and now I'm not suicidal at the moment. Or, I'm not suicidal at all, right? I'm not suicidal. Let's put it that way. Things are my mood is starting to normalize, or they are more normalized. They're not drastic anymore. Medications really help me manage things. But, yeah, that's my two experiences where I was really suicidal, and I didn't relapse to self-harming. I'm still here. But like I said, the second game of the NBA Finals, if you look up that date, that was the closest. And yeah, tough to talk about. For those of you who are going through this, it does get better. I know that's really cliche, and I hated when people told that to me, and I was just like, yeah, get better. Sure, it's been so long, it hasn't gotten better, but it does get better. It does. I'm proof of that. And the thing about it is, it's not going to be easy, though. It's going to be very difficult. You're going to have to work at it. You're really going to have to really try and work at it. And there are going to be days where you feel like you just can't do it anymore, where you just don't want to. And you just want to give up. There's going to be days like that where no matter what you do, it's just not working. And what I say is just keep fighting. You can do it. Keep fighting a good fight. Just keep on going and just try to work through it. It's not going to be easy, but trust me, when you get to a point where you get to a point where things are starting to feel normal again, where they're less and less, and you start noticing, and when you kind of start noticing things, that things aren't as bad and you're getting better, when you're going to look back and you're going to be like, it was so worth it. But yeah, just anyone who's going through that, keep fighting. Just keep fighting, because it does get better. Keep working at it, and I'll probably put the suicide hotline below in a little box. But yeah, this is a very tough video to do, but you can do it, guys.